Okay, what's this like? This is my first time doing this, but this is just me wanting to document what I'm trying to build or an idea I'm trying to just document randomly, right? So I'm not even sure if this is working, but I'll share my screen. Okay, so basically, uh, I've been ruminating on the idea that is around education, right? And how we use AI, particularly presently, to learn. So usually, when we want to understand something with AI, we send it, uh, we ask it question, it gives us the results back and all. But that's not even the point. When we look at how assessments are designed currently, or how particularly students try to read and study, the it is mostly around the lower order thinking skills, right? You're trying to remember what you read, you're trying to understand what you read, and you're trying to apply what you read, right? But the higher order thinking skills prioritizes you analyzing what you've read, you evaluating it with existing ideas in your head and trying to connect the dots, right? And then you creating something that might mean project-based learning or creating something with what you've particularly learned. These are the things that make learning a deeper and more effective experience. And one of the principles that that sits as the intersection of analyzing, evaluating, and creating is the Feynman technique and the protege effect. The Feynman technique says that you mimic the position of a novice, and you, after studying a subject, you try to teach yourself as though you wanted to teach someone that doesn't know anything about the subject. So this causes you to reflect, analyze what you're about to do, and then after you are done, you look at the gaps in what you just did, and then you go back to restudy it. The only difference between the Feynman technique and the protege effect is that the protege effect actually involves you teaching a real person, and it is that's been recorded that this motivates the user to particularly learn the more as well, because they know that there's going to be a transfer of knowledge from them to another person. So the big question I was asking is how can I build something and explore something at the intersection of this, where you are not just receiving outputs from the AI, but you are teaching the AI instead. So the AI is just like your friend in class that doesn't understand something, and you are trying to communicate and teach it that particular subject. So um, two wireframe ideas I had in my head was of an experience like this. But before I got here, one of the first things that I did was to have a storyboard. Ideating with this is just a visual that is here basically. Passive priming, active teaching, confident mastery. So the idea is which is documented here, is you upload your material, and then the AI sticks to that material that you've studied. So the AI is not coming to help you particularly study, is coming as an assessment help in this kind of situation, right? And then it picks a topic or a subtopic from the material that you've given it, and then you pick a concept that you want to teach it, and then the AI asks you questions on that particular series of sub concepts, and then afterwards it evaluates it and it tells you how much it understands or how much it doesn't understand, and shows you the gap in the things that you explained to it, right? So this is like the connection circle. So the questions that the AI is asking you is the foundational questions around that subject, a connection question and an application question that forces you to really think if you really understand what you studied, right? So so I'm a designer basically, and uh, beyond just designing, I was trying to understand how exactly will this work from the back end, right? So one of the things that I came up with, after understanding how AI STEM works is because the conversation is visible, but there has to be an evaluation criteria. So it means that while you are teaching the AI, there's a shadow auditor that is evaluating your responses and grading it, which is what gives birth to the gap or report summary of what you do. So when it does that, this you teach the students teaches the AI, and clear explanation, good example. It now gives birth to the AI understanding what you taught it, right? And then the AI can tell you that you raised its understanding to 65% after each cycle, particularly. And then, for the sake of the reward system, because one of the important things about learning experience is that a user must be motivated to learn, must be encouraged to want to come again as well. I mean, when it comes to digital products, right? But this whole thing that I'm trying to explore is just how can the conversational experience be, and then how much can I dig further. I'm trying to build this with Lovable or Google AI Studio, and just see how it goes with piecing everything together beyond just being a designer, and see how I can ship this in the little way that I can, right? Or have a like really functional prototype of this idea, uh, as it were. So it's still very conceptual right now, but I'm just documenting this. After doing all of that was when I drew out what I pictured in my head to be a conversational interface idea, where this is the user, this is the AI, and then the middle is where the conversational stuff is happening. Right? I've not done anything here, and I also explored an option where it's just one, the AI avatar or a mascot, particularly, and then the chat experience, the conversational interface is there, right? So yeah, this is what I'm trying to explore, and yeah, see you on part two when I have more things to share. Okay, let's see if that went well. I'm sure my background noise is a lot. Well, yeah, let me end stream.